Well, I'm back at one of my secret dump locations, and there's very little left, but I think I can squeeze a few more hours of digging out of it. So let's open up a hole right here. Well, the first bottle is coming out. Oh my god. It's a square milk bottle with one of these letter style tops. This could be 1965. This dump is crazy because it's so shallow, and yet there'll be bottles from 1905 to 1965 in it, all mixed up. And just a few inches deeper, we're getting into some much older stuff. Well, it could be late 20s or early 30s. Okay, I just pulled out an axe head. I get requests for these actually, but they usually ask for the broad axe. I don't think this is qualifying for that, but anyway, we'll put that in the maybe pile. Okay, we're getting down into the layer now. Here's well, looks like a late 20s style cork top. Okay, we got St. Joseph's, which is fairly scarce. I mean, when I first pulled it out, I thought it was just a plain one, extract type, but I guess some of these extracts are actually medicines, because this is definitely a medicine. Oh man, I just pulled out an embossed soda. Oh my god. Williamston Bottling Works. I've never even seen one of these. This is from the town that makes the most valuable Pepsi in the world. Oh man, if that was whole, that would probably be a $500 bottle. Okay, I feel a crown top coming out. Oh great, it's a soda. Oh my god, it's a good one too. It's about a $100 bottle. This bottle is the property of somebody's name. It says Greenville, NC, and it's kind of got a scroll design, like a rolled up piece of paper that had been straightened out. I think it's a Coca-Cola product from Greenville from about 1910 or 11, and it's in mint condition. What is this? That's a very unusual bottle. For a blown in the mold bottle with a lip on it, to be that long and skinny. I mean, I found plenty of these that are about half as big as this, but this is an actual first for me. And that lip is really crude. That is possibly 1890s bottle. Alright, got a cobalt blue one coming out, and I think I know what it is. It is a 3-sided poison. It's a weird variety with a screw top though, but has a beautiful embossed. It's got a B on it, and McCormick and Company. It's a beauty. Gotta love that. That might be a $45 bottle. I just pulled out a knee-high. Probably the most common embossed soda there is. Well, except for a Coke bottle, of course. But what town name is on it? Washington, North Carolina. Damn, it's too bad it's cracked, because as you know, 98% of these say Columbus, Georgia, and they're just not worth anything, about $2 if you're lucky. But if they have another town name on it, then they'll go for 10 to 20. Well, I just got down on my belly and raked around and came up with a bunch of bottles. This is unusual, but obviously late 30s or early 40s, but I don't think I've ever found one quite like it, so I'll put that in the maybe pile. But then I got one of these. It's blown in the mold beer. Hoster, Columbus. Yeah, not Columbus, Georgia either. This is Columbus, Ohio. Very common. Probably the most common embossed beer in the entire country. And then, of course, a 1949 bottle mixed in with it. And a whiskey cylinder, early machine made from about 1917. And a jug top. And what I thought was going to be one of those A.S. Hines turned out to be something that I've never seen before. Beauty aid? Yeah, I've never seen one of these before. Okay, I found a soda water. A Coca-Cola soda water, that is. I haven't found one of these for quite a while, but they use these all over the country. I mean, there must be 100 cities that bottle this. Okay, it's from Greenville, North Carolina. Well, I don't know, maybe a $20 bottle. Okay, I found a marble. Doesn't look too interesting, but then again, I'm not a marble guy, so I'll just put it in my pocket. Okay, found one of these. Found a Whitmore French gloss shoe polish. I found another one of these. Found one of these to make arrowheads out of. It's a nice thick blue piece of glass that people would love to make arrowheads out of. And I also found one of these. Embossed beer, Pabst Blue Ribbon. Well, it just says Pabst Milwaukee. That's a leaf on it, but it's a rather weak embossment on this one. See if it's blown in a mold. Yeah, it is. So that's probably about a 1911 or 12. Okay, that's where I was digging, and I moved over about 2.5 feet because I noticed that there was a layer over here. It surprised me. This dump might be bigger than I thought. I think we have a soda coming out. What the hell? Oh my god, that's so unexpectedly late. It's a 1953 to 1963 Dr. Pepper. It reminds me of the very first dump I ever dug when it was like 1988. And I found one of these and I thought, oh, that's for 1958. Wow, that's an awesome. And now, 35 years later, I'm not as excited, and it's more than twice as old. But I still do like these because debossed Dr. Peppers are just so classic. Okay, it has a town name on the bottom. Washington, North Carolina. I've seen plenty of clear ones with that on it, but I think this is the only later aqua colored one I saw from that town. So that's a pretty good bottle. Okay, we got Frostilla. I don't think I've ever seen one that was a screw top one. I found about a dozen of them that were cork tops. But this is the first screw top one I've ever found. Whoa, I think it's a clear Dr. Pepper now. Right next to where that aqua one was at. Yep, that's so weird. I guess it's a transitional time of 1952 or something like that when they were switching bottle styles, but they still use some clear ones. No town name on it, but it's in good shape, so $7 to $10. Okay, we got some kind of a glass plate. Is it intact? No, but it was a giant one. I mean, that must have been 14 or 15 inches around. Okay, we got another soda of some kind coming out. Oh, 7-Up. And the top is broken. Okay, it's our first Anheuser-Busch. Out of this time, I found about 8 or 9 of them the last few days that I was here. Norfolk branch. So that's $12 to $20, somewhere in there. I found an amber corker that I have never seen before. Winstead's Laxphos. Yep, that's another new one. I found a big boy. That's not a very good one. It's fairly common, especially in North Carolina. It's about $4.50 a bottle. Yeah, I use a lot of 50-cent increments. Nobody else does, especially nowadays that money is worthless. I should probably switch to full dollar amounts in my quotes now. Oh my god. Another soda. That's another one of those with the scroll design on it. Oh. Wait. Okay, it's not cracked. It's not chipped. It looks like it's in perfect condition. That is another good score. Has a strong caseware ring around it though. And 1 minute later, I found one of these. One of the few that's actually embossed. Apple Pie Ridge Pure Apple Cider Vinegar. That's only the second, possibly the third one I found in 35 years, so that's a pretty good one. I don't know what these are worth, but at least $15. Okay, got a whiskey, or a brandy actually, because of that bulbous neck would indicate it's brandy, or I don't know, some other thing other than whiskey, but it is early machine made, so somewhere in the teens I'd say. And then we found a julep, or what's left of it, and it would be from Tarboro. Okay, we got some kind of a perfume. I think it's blown in a mold, so that's a nice one. And then we have one of these free samples of Melon's Food for infants and invalids. And yet another St. Joseph's. And we got a spigot of some sort made out of copper, so that's always worth bringing back. And just a bunch of other stuff, a bunch of other junker type bottles. Well, I'm digging a third hole, and I found a gun. Well, a plastic one. What's left of it, it's only half there. Okay, we got a bottle coming out at only 5.5 inches. What's it gonna be? Whoa, that's surprising. It's Anheuser-Busch, well over 100 years old, because you know 1920 is as new as these could be. Well, I should say 1919, because Prohibition started January 1st, 1920. But is it blown in the mold? No, it's a machine-made one. But so that's 1914 to 1919. Okay, it looks like we got an amber blob top of some sort. Well, it's just one of these, but it's very old. With the top like that, and it's even got a bubble in the neck. So that's probably 1906 or somewhere really close to that. And then, of course, right next to it, a bottle that's about 1942. I just don't understand why this is so many different ages mixed together. What's this? It's another one that's from about 1942, but it's an old Mr. Boston. And those are actually semi-collectible. I mean, I have sold some of these for $6 and $7 a piece before. And just 1 minute later, another old Mr. Boston, but this is a slight bit different. If you look closely at the way they are, you can see the guy's face is definitely different, but they're very similar. And out pops another knee high, and it is from Washington as well. This one's in better shape, but it's still got a little bit of damage. But, wow. It's got a crack in it that's an inch and a half, so I don't know if that's worth anything at all now. Maybe still $2. If it was a Columbia one, it would be worth $2, and now with the inch and a half crack, it's also worth $2. Okay, what do we got? We got Amber Watkins. I don't think I have one exactly like this. I mean, this one is about an 8.5 inch one. Yeah, it's a good one. It's got to be worth $7 or $8. And then I found this. Not too exciting, but I've just never found one exactly like it. And then, of course, one of these. Very common, but they're rather cute, so I think it'll be worth $3. Okay, we got a knee-high again. This one looks like it's in good condition. And of course, this one happens to be the Columbus. Why would the Columbus have to be mint and the other two somewhat damaged? I don't know. Now, at the same level as that 1915 to 1920 beer, we've got a 7-Up, and it's actually an ACL. It's actually the kind that is from, I think, 1956 to 1966. So, there you have it again. A mystery why this stuff is so mixed up with the different ages. Okay, we got our first Maypop. As you remember, I found plenty of these before. The tree on it, but the top's gone. But this is the first example that it would be good for making a drinking glass. I could cut it off right there. That would be a pretty cool glass, actually. Okay, what do we got here? Looks like something different. Oh man, it's ER Mixin. I have never dug one of these, but I think they're very common because there was a big supply of them found that was never buried in the ground, like a couple hundred of them. So to actually find one that is buried in the ground is rather unusual, because I was under the impression that they were all above ground finds. So yeah, Washington, North Carolina. Still gotta be worth at least $12. And 5 seconds later, we got another soda coming out. Okay, it's another one of those Maypops with the tree. But does this one look perfect? Yep, no lip chips. I don't see any cracks. Well, it does have a caseware ring around it, but it's essentially in mint condition. Okay, it looks like another soda's coming out. Oh man, it's another one of those. Yeah, I guess it's just the fact that we're in this side of the hole, this side of the dump rather, because they all come out of this area. And it's another mint example, so it's another $12. Okay, I got another Maypop. But this one's clear glass instead of aqua, so that's a little bit interesting. Yeah, now that I think about it, this might be the only clear one I've ever seen. And it looks to be in perfect condition too, so I'm going to value that. I want 15 because it's the rare clear variation. Okay, we got something that's either a beer or a soda. It's a beer. Is it embossed? No, it's actually a slick. Wait, no, it is embossed. It's just up on the shoulder. It's got a star on it at least. I love star bottles. So, it's machine made, but probably 1917. My God, what the hell is this? It says Alexander. Alexander proprietor, but it says Williamston NC above that. Of course, the name Williamston is split in half, but this is yet another variation. This couldn't be the bottom half of that other soda, because the whole word Williamston was on that one. So So this has to be a different variation altogether. It's another extremely rare $500 broken bottle. Okay, now even this exceeds the 1905 date. This looks like it's from the 1880s. Let's see. K. Is that R and a K in it? I don't know, but that is a black glass bottle. And that is very early. Very, very, very old. It's too bad this one's broken. Even though it looks like a slicker, the color of the blue is crazy. It's a really nice shade of blue. I've never, well, I should say I've seldom seen any bottles this color before. That's an interesting one. A hair balsam, but it's a big one. Twice as big as all the other ones I've ever found before. And it is blown in the mold, I think. Yeah, it's actually a tooled top bottle. So, you know what that means. 1910 era. 1905 to 1915 era anyway. I like that. I don't think I have one this fat. So that's a good one. Okay, I'm tunneling under there like 2.5 feet and I hooked onto another one of these. I probably shouldn't show you any more of these if I find any more. But it looks like it's a mint condition example. So it's another at least $12. Oh man, look at this. That's the second one. Another bee poison, as Brandon would call it. Bee poison. As though it is a poison for killing bees. Nope, it is not. But the way he says it makes it sound like bee poison. People did not go around killing bees with poison. Anyway, I don't know if he meant for it to sound that way, but that's how it sounds anyway. But here it is, second poison from McCormick Company with a bee on it. And it's a screw top variety, but it's still about a 1920 bottle. Okay, we got one of these Robertsons. It's a very common bottle in this area. And it's one of the most used Art Deco style bottles. I mean, there's like 20 different soda works that use this exact same style of bottle. They just put a different name on there. But some of these actually say Dr. Pepper Bottling Company on them. Washington, North Carolina. Well, that's still a $5 or $6 bottle anyway, so. Okay, look what I found. It's a mustard jar, but I've never seen one with all these ribs all over it. So even though it's probably worthless, it's kind of interesting. And then we got this. Then we got a doorknob, 2 Cobalt bottles, Ingram's, milkweed cream, a couple replacement tops, and miscellaneous junkers. Okay, there's another type of bottle I've never seen before. It's a perfume, I would imagine, but it's just a weird style. I have not seen one before. And then we got one of these. This might be a one of a kind because it's twice as big as they normally come. And of course I found another doorknob. And this looks like a Dr. Killer swamp root kidney cure, but it's not embossed because it's a later variation, probably from the early 30s. Okay, found another Pabst Milwaukee. It's always a good looking bottle. It's machine made, but it's in mint condition, so that's got to be about a $9 or $10 bottle. Okay, now I got one. It's interesting. I haven't found one of these for like 20 years. From Rochester, New York, and it is the Mooney's Emerald Oil. It's a nice color, and it's a corker, and it's embossed, so it's got everything going for it. Well, except for the fact that it isn't embossed on the front panel, which would have made it a lot better. But it's still a beautiful bottle, so I don't know what it's worth. At least $10. It looks like an alarm clock, but it's actually got nice gold coloring to it, and it's in nice condition. I don't know, maybe it's a high dollar one, but still got all the knobs on it and everything. I don't know, it's just an interesting piece because they're usually all rusted out, and this one is not. Alright, got another Anheuser-Busch. This one has nice sharp embossing on it, and it looks like a blown in the mold one. Yeah, this is the first one that's blown in the mold today anyway. It's got a nice bubble in it. So that is probably a $15 to $20 bottle. Alright, there's a beer I've never seen before. Nice giant bold embossing. Norfolk, Virginia. It has the whole word Virginia written out, but the top's gone. But of course it'll make a great drinking glass, so definitely going to bring that one back. Alright, I found a historical flask. Well, it's kind of one. I mean, it has an eagle on it, but it's just about 100 years too new. It's got eagle on this side as well. Interesting. I don't know. Maybe I should bring it home just because I don't think I have one of these. I have found a few of them though. Okay. I think I got a soda. Oh, it's just another big boy. A very common bottle. Worth $5 maybe. It's kind of nice looking though. It's just that it's very common in this area. Okay, we got a piece of depression glass, and we got another piece to make arrowheads out of. We got another replacement top. It's a bimol. And we got a blue one, and another blue one, and another blue one, and another blue one. That's a 7 at least out of this hole. And we have 4 doorknobs. So that's a new record. Then we have another piece of depression glass. So I think that's about it for this hole. Pretty incredibly small, less than 2 feet deep. So this is pretty loaded. I mean, this was a pretty fun hole. Hundreds of dollars worth of stuff.